My beloved child, I invite you now to rest in my presence, allowing your heart to absorb the warmth of my unfailing love. I have been watching over you from the moment I breathed life into your soul, rejoicing at every breath you take, every small step you dare to embrace. Though the world may spin with relentless demands, I remain your constant companion, offering a safe haven from the noise and confusion. Today, let your spirit be quiet, for my soothing voice calls you into deeper communion with me, reminding you that I am the steady hand upon your every footstep. Embrace hope, for I am working in your story. I know that you often wonder if you truly matter in the vast tapestry of life, especially when shadows loom or your own reflections whisper doubts of insignificance. Yet, my dear one, I formed you in secret places, weaving within you a divine purpose that no other can replicate. You are a precious gem in my sight, reflecting glimmers of my glory in every act of kindness or whispered prayer you offer. Even when you feel overshadowed by others, never forget that I see the radiance of your unique gifts. You are never alone. I am forever by your side. I hear the silent echo of your unspoken worries, the ones that catch in your throat late at night when the house is still. Do not think I overlook your anxieties or dismiss them as trivial, for I know every tear that lingers behind your eyes, longing for relief. In the Gospel of John, my Son reminded the weary that he came to bring life more abundantly. So do not fear the adversity that tries to strangle your hope. I am here, covering you with my mighty arm, deflecting the arrows of discouragement and despair. Do not worry, for I am opening a new door for you. I am your shield against the fierce storms that rage without warning, for no threat is too great when measured against my sovereignty. Just as I guarded Noah in the flood and wrapped my arms around Daniel in the den of lions, I envelop you in the strength that parted seas and toppled great walls. Though the winds may roar and attempt to tear at your confidence, my presence remains a fortress that no wave can breach. Yes, I might allow some rains to fall that you might learn to trust more deeply, but I never abandon you to the floodwaters alone. I bless you. Move forward in peace. I rejoice whenever you turn your heart to me in prayer. Whether you come with eloquent speech or raw, stumbling words, think of how the Psalms overflow with heartfelt pleas, laments, and praises, each one echoing the depth of human need and divine compassion. You do not need to impress me with grand expressions. Your sincere cry is worth more than the most polished oration. In each prayer, you invite my kingdom into your everyday, opening the door for miracles that exceed your expectations. Take courage, for tomorrow shines with my mercy. I feel your longing for victory over the obstacles that weigh you down, from the burdens of financial strain to the ache of a distant relationship. My dear one, I never intended you to carry such weights in isolation. Let me shoulder them alongside you, as I once carried the cross for all humanity, demonstrating that no burden stands beyond my capacity to redeem. Each time you cast your cares upon me, you honor my role as your Redeemer, and trust that I can indeed transform every heartbreak into a testimony of my love. I watch over you in every breath. I celebrate your spirit of kindness, the times you step beyond convenience to help a neighbor, to comfort a friend in tears, or to feed the hungry. In those actions, you mirror my own heart, fulfilling the call to love one another as I have loved you. In Genesis, I said, "It is not good for a person to be alone." So each instance you connect compassionately with someone else, you fulfill that design for community. Do not think your small acts are overlooked. Each one is like a seed planted in fertile soil, destined to blossom into grace that touches many. Rejoice and be confident, for I am with you. I nurture you through your darkest valleys, even when you sense no glimmer of light in the thick forest of confusion. Remember how the prophet Elijah once hid in a cave, believing all was lost. Yet I spoke to him in a still, small voice that rekindled his purpose. Similarly, I speak to you in gentle whispers, weaving hope into your desolate moments. Take a deep breath and remember that your sorrow is not infinite. For my joy stands ready to break forth like dawn after the blackest night. You are precious. My hand guides you always. I know the sting of betrayal you might have felt, the heartbreak that left you questioning if trust is worth the risk again. But I assure you, my love is unchanging and steadfast, unaffected by the fragility of human loyalty. I do not recoil at your scars. I see them as places where my grace can shine. Hand over your wounded memories to me and watch how I transform them into monuments of resilience that can encourage others who walk similar paths. Embrace hope, for I am working in your story. I cover you with my mighty arm. Not just when external storms rage, but also when the battlefield is within you. When anxious thoughts or guilt hammer at your spirit, seeking to unravel your peace, my desire is to bring you an unshakable calm, a solace that surpasses human understanding. In the Gospel of John, my son reminded the disciples that in the world they would have trouble, but to be of good cheer, for he has overcome the world. So rest in the knowledge that I overcame, and my victory flows to you. You are never alone. I am forever by your side. I invite you to surrender every worry, every heaviness that clings to your heart. Often you try to figure out everything yourself, how to fix that broken relationship, how to navigate an uncertain career path, how to cope with the stresses piling high. But in my kingdom, surrender does not equate to defeat. It is the ultimate gateway to receiving my boundless help. Prayer is the language of your soul, meeting my unwavering affection. Let your confessions pour out. Let your tears flow if needed, for my son once wept over the city of Jerusalem, showing that vulnerability finds safe harbor in my presence. I bless you. Move forward in peace. I promise you that each step you take in faith propels you closer to the future I have meticulously prepared. Even if you do not see the entire picture, trust that I meticulously weave every thread of your life into a tapestry of redemption. Perhaps you sense my call to step out in boldness, to try a new venture, or to mend a severed bond. Do it with the confidence that I do not dangle illusions before you, but that my faithfulness is your firm footing. Think of Moses, trembling before Pharaoh, or Ruth stepping into an unfamiliar field. Their reliance on my guidance led them to blessings beyond their wildest imaginations. Press on, for my love endures forever. I greatly value your tears of compassion for those who suffer. Children robbed of innocence, communities torn by strife, families scarred by grief. Whenever your heart aches over the pain in this world, it reflects the ache in my own heart. Let that empathy drive you to become a vessel of my comfort, sowing seeds of solace through gentle words, shared resources, or dedicated prayer. In doing so, you echo my Son's ministry, who healed the sick and fed the hungry, demonstrating love in tangible forms. Take courage, for tomorrow shines with my mercy. I also care for your physical well-being, not just the spiritual aspect of your life. When your body feels drained, your mind finds it harder to focus on my voice. So tend to your rest, your nourishment, your movement, all as acts of worship, for your body is a temple of my spirit. If you recall the prophet Elijah, who found himself exhausted after confronting the prophets of Baal, I provided food and rest for him, reviving his strength so he could carry on. Let me breathe new energy into your fatigued frame and refresh your soul. Stay strong in faith, for my love never leaves you. I invoke your memory of my faithfulness in the simplest daily moments, a random compliment from a stranger, the timely arrival of funds when you needed them most, or the supportive phone call that came out of nowhere. These quiet wonders are my gentle ways of saying, I am near. Like a shepherd who tends to each sheep, I attend to you, making sure that your spirit does not wither amid the dryness of daily challenges. You can rely on me as a branch relies on the vine for nourishment. For the Gospel of John says you can do nothing apart from me. You are never abandoned. I watch over you in every breath. I take joy when you cultivate an atmosphere of gratitude, noticing blessings that might otherwise slip by unnoticed. Such an outlook transforms every moment into a sacred encounter, connecting your soul to the unstoppable current of my goodness. Gratitude is not a denial of pain, but a declaration that I am bigger than any sorrow. If you think of the psalmist who sang, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits," you see how thanksgiving stirs the memory of my faithful track record. Rejoice in the ordinary wonders and find that my presence radiates through each day. You are precious. My hand guides you always. I see your heart and the gentle spark of hope that has brought you this far. I know the silent questions that arise in your mind when circumstances seem bleak. So often, you wonder if anyone truly grasps the depth of your desires, the magnitude of your dreams, or the weight of your burdens. I assure you, I am the one who always understands. Even on days when you feel like a single, tiny grain of sand in a vast desert, you remain priceless to me. You are more important than the number of stars I hung in the sky. Trust in that truth, because it is unchanging. You may stumble, you may pause in your journey, but my love never wavers. Whenever the path feels dark, lift your eyes to my presence, and I will guide you onward. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I delight in the way you long for new beginnings. It brings me joy to see how you reach out in prayer, even if those prayers sometimes come with trembling lips and uncertain hearts. Do you realize how beautiful that vulnerability is? I hold each of your whispered petitions close, like a precious gem that I treasure. Sometimes you might think, am I worthy of an answer? I want you to know that you are worth more than you could ever imagine. You are carved from my compassion, shaped by my divine hand, and made to shine in the midst of adversity. Though the night can last longer than your patience, dawn is never delayed forever. Every season of waiting serves a purpose, weaving strength into your soul. You are never alone. I am with you forever. I see your struggles when you lie awake at night, wrestling with questions that only silence seems to answer. Believe me, that silence can be filled with my voice if you open the depths of your heart. I speak through gentle nudges, through comforting dreams, and through the stillness of your spirit. You do not have to shout to get my attention. Even the faintest whisper of your soul is precious to me. I think of my servant Moses. Standing before the Red Sea in Exodus, he faced the impossible, yet I made a way. So too, I shall part the waters of doubt in your life. Miracles are not fairy tales, but expressions of my unwavering power. I watch over you in every breath you take. Sometimes, you might feel weighed down by unspoken sorrows. You do not share these burdens with others, afraid they might not understand, or worried they will dismiss your pain. I see every tear before it even forms. I want you to rest and realize I carry it all, from the smallest ache to the largest heartbreak. You can release it to me, piece by piece. And yes, I know you might be reluctant, perhaps wondering, is it really that simple? Let me assure you, my grace requires no complicated formula. Simply open your heart and let me in. Like Psalm 23 reminds you, I am the shepherd who leads you beside still waters, restoring your soul. Do not worry, for I am opening a new door for you. Have you ever gazed upon a mountaintop and marveled at how sturdy it stands? That same steadfastness is what I desire to place in you, so you may remain unshaken by life's storms. Troubles may roar like a fierce wind, and negativity may swirl about your mind, trying to convince you that you are alone. But you are not forsaken. I stand as your strong tower, an immovable foundation. If you feel small in the face of towering problems, remember how David approached Goliath not with might, but with faith in my name. The smallest stones, empowered by unwavering trust, can bring down the mightiest giant. I want you to see your potential through my eyes, for you are not defined by your weaknesses, but by my strength in you. I bless you. Walk forward in peace. I understand the times you feel you have failed. Yes, failure is often accompanied by shame or guilt. Yet what if I told you that each apparent failure can be a step on your path to victory? I am the God who turns mourning into dancing, who transforms ashes into beauty. You may sometimes feel that life's battles have left you worn, but I specialize in new chapters and fresh starts. Just as I resurrected Lazarus from the tomb in the Gospel of John, I can breathe life into what you thought was lost. Dare to believe in my power to resurrect hope, to rekindle passion, and to reignite faith. All I ask is for you to let go of regret and welcome my restoring touch. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. Do not be afraid to dream wildly. I placed those dreams within you for a reason. They are seeds of purpose that I water with my everlasting love. Sometimes you might wonder why those dreams seem to lie dormant, like seeds under the soil, unseen and inactive. Trust me, they are preparing for a glorious bloom at the appointed time. My timeline is perfect, though it may not always align with your immediate expectations. When you place your hope in me, you are positioning yourself for breakthroughs that exceed imagination. Did Sarah not laugh when I said she would bear a child in her old age? Yet that laugh turned into awe when my promise was fulfilled. I turn every doubt into a testimony of my faithfulness. I watch over you in every breath you take. You might think, I am just an ordinary person. How can I do anything extraordinary? Remember Gideon, who saw himself as the least in his family, yet I called him a mighty warrior. It is not about the strength you see in yourself, but the might I invest in you. Therefore, do not shrink back when opportunities arise. Even if your knees quake, step forward in faith. I will make your feet like the hind's feet, giving you the ability to stand on the heights. I see in you what you cannot see in yourself, and my perspective of you is always drenched in possibility and love. Move forward boldly, for my strength is your shield. Today, I want to reassure you of the power in your prayers. Some days you might feel like your words bounce off the walls, unheard and unreceived. But remember how I answered Elijah's fervent plea, bringing fire down from heaven. There is an authority that comes when you speak my truth over your life. You do not pray into an empty void. I am actively listening, ready to respond, and eager to move on your behalf. When you utter my name in faith, you align yourself with the unstoppable flow of my will. Even a quiet, trembling, "Help me," can shift the atmosphere. Do not underestimate the spiritual force contained within your heartfelt cry. Rejoice, for my grace abundantly covers you. When the pangs of worry grip you, recall how I have delivered countless souls before you. Anxiety can feel like thick clouds overshadowing the sun, but your spirit remains anchored in my everlasting light. Look at the birds. They do not toil or store food anxiously, yet I feed them. How much more do I care for you, my treasured one? Worries might whisper lies that your future is grim, but my promise declares a destiny filled with hope. I shaped you for more than just survival. I shaped you for abundant life. My peace stands guard at the door of your heart, warding off every arrow of despair. Trust my word, for I will never fail you. At times, you question whether my love is truly unconditional. You measure yourself against impossible standards, imagining that only perfection can earn my favor. Let me remind you, my love is not for sale, nor is it a reward for impeccable performance. It is a free gift, unearned and unending. Even when you slip or stray, my desire is to lift you back to your feet. Sin does not scare me away. I conquered sin through the sacrifice of my Son. In Revelation I declare, "Behold, I make all things new." That includes you whenever you turn to me with an open heart. There is always a path of grace waiting, no matter how lost you feel. I bless you. Walk forward in peace. Occasionally, you might sense my voice leading you in directions that seem ill-advised or fraught with risk. Yet remember Abraham, who left his homeland without knowing the destination, simply trusting me. So too, I may call you to step into the unknown. You might wonder, why must I walk a path I do not fully understand? Because I want to show you miracles that only unfold through faith. I see possibilities beyond your sight, and I guide you toward a future that is intricately crafted for your growth. Yes, there may be obstacles, but I go before you, clearing each trap. If you hold on to my hand, you will discover that fear loses its grip. You are never alone. I am with you forever. In your laughter and in your tears, I remain at your side. Nothing about you escapes my notice. I know your favorite song, your quiet humor, and even that silly way you trip over your feet when you're excited. Yes, I find these quirks endearing because I shaped each part of your nature. I also see those moments when you force a smile to hide your hurt. You do not have to mask your pain before me. Share it. Let me heal it, like the father who welcomed the prodigal son. My arms are always open, ready to wrap you in acceptance and celebrate your arrival. Bring me your joy and your sorrow, and watch how I can transform both into deeper intimacy with me. I watch over you in every breath you take. You might look around and notice others receiving blessings or breakthroughs, and you might wonder, when will it be my turn? Be patient, dear one, for I have not forgotten you. I design each story like a magnificent tapestry. Some threads appear sooner, while others emerge later, but every thread is essential in completing the whole. Comparison will only rob you of the joy I intend for your journey. Instead, celebrate what I do for others, and you will find your heart expanding with gratitude. After all, my blessings are inexhaustible. Do not think that another's gain is your loss. I am the fountain that never runs dry. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. Treasure your small steps of obedience. Those quiet acts of kindness, those secret offerings of compassion, mean more than you realize. In the eyes of the world, grand gestures often get the spotlight, but my eyes scan the hidden corners of your heart. The moment you share a meal with someone hungry or speak a kind word to someone overlooked, you reflect my goodness. These are seeds that carry eternal value. In Genesis, I blessed Abraham because he chose to heed my voice. So too, I pour favor upon those who do not seek applause, but walk humbly in my ways. Sometimes you will see immediate fruits of your actions. Other times, the harvest will come much later. Either way, you are sown into a kingdom that cannot fail. Do not worry, for I am opening a new door for you. Reflect on how many times you thought, I cannot take another step, yet here you are, still standing. That is evidence of my sustaining grace. Even when you believed your strength was gone, my spirit undergirded you, ensuring you didn't crumble. And yes, I know there are days when you felt like giving up entirely. But my love is persistent. It holds on to you, even when you feel too weak to hold on to me. In the Psalms, David cried out from the depths of despair, yet he found hope again and again. Let that be a reminder. No valley is too deep, no desert too dry for me to bring you out. I am the living water, always ready to refresh your soul. I bless you. Walk forward in peace. Do not be surprised when you feel a stirring in your heart, nudging you to pray or to focus your thoughts on me. I am actively communing with your spirit, drawing you closer so you may experience deeper wonders. Sometimes, this nudge comes at inconvenient times, a busy schedule, a moment of fatigue. But when you pause to acknowledge my presence, you open a door for my power to flow more richly into your life. There is a purpose behind every prompt I give you. Like a lamp unto your feet, my word illuminates each step you take. Lean on these scriptures, allow them to shape your perspective, and watch how your mountains begin to shrink. Let your heart rest, for I carry you in my arms. I feel your deep longing for security. You desire a safe place where you can unfold your worries, regrets, and questions without judgment. Let me be that place. I am not shocked by your story or by the battles you have faced. In Exodus, I led the Israelites through wilderness trials, providing manna from heaven. Likewise, I supply everything you need, even in life's driest seasons. Maybe you've tried to find that security in other people or achievements, only to be disappointed. I am the rock that never cracks, the fortress that never falls. Curl up under the shelter of my wing. There, you will find the refuge you have always sought. Trust my word, for I will never fail you. When fear roars like a hungry lion, remember that I stand as the Lion of Judah, mightier than any terror or threat. Fear is an illusion that thrives on your doubts, but my perfect love casts out fear. Each time you choose to believe in my promises, you weaken the hold of anxiety. Speak my word as a sword against the lies that try to trap you. Remind yourself that you are my beloved, and I do not abandon my own. Did I not protect Daniel in the lion's den and rescue Noah from the flood waters? I am the same God, undefeated, unwavering, unstoppable. Rejoice, for my grace abundantly covers you. Sometimes you might find it amusing how life can twist and turn so unexpectedly. A sudden change of plans, a lost set of keys, or an unforeseen detour might frustrate you in the moment. Yet often, these detours are actually part of my design. I have orchestrated countless small interventions to save you from unknown harm or to position you for a greater opportunity. Looking back, you might laugh and say, "I never saw that coming." But I saw it long before it occurred. I planned a route that would shape your character, refine your resilience, and strengthen your faith. My ways are higher than your ways, and my perspective captures what you cannot see. Open your heart and find my comfort within. Pause now and reflect on how my presence has guided you through trials that once seemed insurmountable. Look at how you have grown, how your empathy has deepened, how your testimony has become a beacon for others. Nothing in your past is wasted when you place it in my hands. Even your scars tell a story of my healing power, transforming wounds into marks of victory. The same spirit that raised my son from the grave dwells in you, enabling you to stand firm in the face of adversity. Your journey continues, and I promise there are wonders yet to unfold. Move forward boldly, for my strength is your shield. I see you longing for a future that glitters with promise. Perhaps you are waiting on a career breakthrough, a restored relationship, or clarity about your calling. In the Gospel of John, I multiplied bread and fish to feed thousands, turning a humble offering into an abundant feast. So do not underestimate what I can do with your small acts of faith. Every time you offer me your limited loaves and fish, whether they be efforts, dreams, or resources, I multiply them beyond your wildest predictions. Keep your eyes on me and let your heart remain expectant. Your faith sets the stage for miracles. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. In this moment, I want you to grasp the depth of my commitment to you. I did not breathe life into you only to watch you struggle aimlessly. I remain intimately involved in every detail of your life, orchestrating divine appointments and timely interventions. When you feel overlooked, Recall how I chose the shepherd boy David to become a king. Often, my greatest works emerge from hidden places. Therefore, do not doubt that you are seen. I have counted every hair on your head, and each day of your existence is known to me. If you could see yourself the way I see you, your heart would burst with joy. Do not worry, for I am opening a new door for you. I understand your craving for acceptance. Human rejection can sting, leaving you questioning your own worth. But your worth is anchored in my everlasting affirmation, not in fleeting opinions. I formed you with intentional design, weaving unique gifts and passions into your soul. When others fail to recognize this, do not let their oversight diminish your sense of identity. I, your creator, have already validated you. Remember how I called Jeremiah even before he was born, saying, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." This truth applies equally to you. I have known you and cherished you from the start. I watch over you in every breath you take. Sometimes you find yourself at a crossroads, unsure which path leads to the destiny I've prepared. In those moments, do not be paralyzed by overthinking. Instead, step forth in prayer and listen for my guidance. I will illuminate the road that aligns with my will. Think of how I guided the wise men to Bethlehem by a star. If I orchestrated the heavens to direct them, how much more will I guide you, whom I love so dearly? Be brave enough to ask for my wisdom, and be humble enough to receive it in whatever form it arrives, even if it challenges your preconceived notions. I bless you. Walk forward in peace. Let me ease the sorrow that lurks in the corners of your heart, the wounds from words that cut deep, or from losses you have endured. The world can be harsh, but my kindness never fails. The well of my mercy runs deep, able to heal even the most profound heartbreak. Bring me your bitterness, and I will transform it into forgiveness. Offer me your grief, and I will gently cradle it, showing you that my compassion surpasses all. Like in Psalm 147, I bind up the brokenhearted and heal their wounds. This promise is not an empty phrase, but a living reality I long to share with you. Let your heart rest, for I carry you in my arms. You are not just another face in the crowd. You are my beloved child. This relationship we share is personal. I take joy in the little things that make you unique, from how you greet the morning sun to the passions you pursue. I see your potential stretched out far beyond your doubts. When you feel uncertain or hesitant, lean on my assurance. In the same way I beckoned Peter to walk on water, I invite you to defy the limitations of your own fear. Yes, sometimes you might sink a bit, but my hand is always there, ready to lift you back up. Trust my word, for I will never fail you. Every time you choose love over anger, every time you opt for hope instead of despair, you align yourself more deeply with my heart. You might not witness immediate results, but seeds of kindness always produce a harvest in due season. Do not get discouraged by the pace of change in the world or in your own life. I have a perfect time for each season. In Genesis, I spoke creation into existence day by day with intentional order. Likewise, I am orchestrating your growth in a step-by-step manner. What matters is your willingness to keep sowing, keep believing, and keep shining the light I have placed in you. Rejoice, for my grace abundantly covers you. I want to remind you that nothing truly good is ever lost in my economy. Even the experiences that broke you teach you resilience. Even the heartbreak you endured now enables you to show compassion to others in pain. Each lesson, each struggle, can be redeemed. In my hands, broken pieces become breathtaking mosaics. So do not lament the cracks in your story. Let them serve as places for my light to break through. Remember how Joseph's suffering led him to a position of influence, enabling him to save many. Your trials are forging in you a character that can withstand and bless countless souls. You are never alone. I am with you forever. Look at how far you have come, from the moment you first sensed my presence to where you stand today. Perhaps you have changed more than you realize. Maybe you have discovered strength you never knew existed, or learned to stand your ground with a boldness that surprises even you. This is my doing, refining you, molding you into a reflection of my own nature. Sometimes the process is painful, like clay being shaped on the potter's wheel. But the outcome is always glorious. Keep trusting the process, for I am the potter, and you are the clay in my loving hands. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I appreciate when you invite me into your day with a simple, "Here I am, God." That small act of turning your attention toward me grants me permission to work wonders. So approach each morning as an opportunity to witness my new mercies. Approach each night as a chance to rest in my unbreakable covenant with you. Remember, my dear one, you are shaped in my image, designed for fellowship with me and destined for triumph. I have not only equipped you with talents and abilities, but also with the gift of my presence, which is your greatest treasure. Even if others fail to recognize your gifts, I do not. I celebrate you. I cheer you on. Do not worry, for I am opening a new door for you. Embrace the truth that you are far from powerless. My Holy Spirit dwells within you, enabling you to conquer fears and walk in consistent victory. Yes, there will still be challenges, heartbreaks, and moments of doubt, but none of these can prevail against the unstoppable force of my love. You are the apple of my eye. Just as a shepherd risks everything for a single lost sheep, I pursue you relentlessly, longing to show you the breadth of my grace. In Revelation, I declare, I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. That means my power envelops every moment of your existence. Your story rests securely in my hands. I watch over you in every breath you take. Know that when you open your heart to me in prayer, you stand on holy ground. You and I share a sacred conversation, more intimate than any earthly dialogue. In those times, the distractions of the world fade away, and you catch a glimpse of who you truly are. My cherished child, with direct access to the throne of grace. Do you see the privilege in that? Kings and queens on earth have limited power, but you speak to the King above all kings. Whether your prayer is a shout of triumph or a silent tear, I hear it. So come boldly, trusting that I am never too busy, never too distant, never too indifferent. I bless you. Walk forward in peace. I cherish the fact that you continue to seek my will, even when the answers do not arrive as quickly as you'd prefer. Patience can be a test, but it is also a refining fire that shapes your character into my likeness. Think of how Jesus waited in the wilderness, how prophets like Elijah waited by the brook for my provision. Waiting is not punishment, it is preparation. In those periods, I deepen your trust and sharpen your discernment. You learn to sense my nearness, even when circumstances suggest otherwise. Then, when the appointed time arrives, your heart is ready to receive the blessing without arrogance or doubt. Let your heart rest, for I carry you in my arms. There is a grand tapestry unfolding around you, weaving together the prayers, praises, and hopes of so many souls. You play a vital role in this divine masterpiece. Your existence is not accidental, nor are your dreams irrelevant. I created you for such a time as this, endowing you with gifts that the world desperately needs. If you ever wonder, does it really matter if I persevere? The answer is a resounding yes. Each act of love ripples out to touch countless others, far beyond what your eyes can see. Your faith, even when tested, inspires others to hold on. Your story matters greatly to me. Trust my word, for I will never fail you. When you lie down in weariness, uncertain of tomorrow's challenges, rest in the knowledge that I never slumber nor sleep. I watch over you like a vigilant guardian, ensuring that no harm befalls your soul. Let that bring calm to your anxious mind. Let that quiet every voice that says you must face life's battles alone. You belong to me, and I take ownership of my beloved ones. My compassion is unbound, my faithfulness unshakable. You have only begun to taste the fullness of my goodness, for in my eyes you are a masterpiece in progress, shining brighter each day with the radiance of my spirit. Rejoice, for my grace abundantly covers you. Remember always, you have my promises as your fortress, my word as your guide, and my presence as your eternal companion. I see greatness in you that your own eyes might not yet fathom. Whenever your courage falters, recall these truths. You are wrapped in my endless mercy, and you are empowered by my spirit to accomplish what you once deemed impossible. Step forward, beloved one, with the confidence that arises from being my child. This moment, this very breath, is an opportunity to claim the victory I have reserved for you. Let hope become your anthem, for I will never abandon you, and my plans for you exceed anything you could imagine. Move forward boldly, for my strength is your shield. I understand the heaviness that can come from carrying regrets, words you wish you could retract, opportunities you allowed to pass, relationships that fractured along the way. My dear child, let go of the burden of condemnation, for my grace stands ready to cleanse every stain. In the gospel, my Son comforted those weighed down by sin, offering them newness and acceptance. So, if condemnation tries to shackle your heart, remind yourself that I am the God who remembers your sins no more when you confess them honestly. Let the old guilt crumble, making space for fresh beginnings. Embrace hope, for I am working in your story. I watch with admiration each time you demonstrate patience in adversity, when you endure mistreatment without lashing back, or when you hold on to faith while the solution remains hidden. Such quiet heroism echoes my own long-suffering love, which endured the cross for the sake of humankind. Recall how Abraham waited decades for the promised child, holding on to my promise, even as doubt knocked at the door. Similarly, your endurance polishes your character like a diamond formed under pressure, revealing a brilliance that cannot be obtained easily. Rejoice and be confident, for I am with you. I rejoice when you choose community over isolation, bonding with others who likewise seek my presence. There is strength in fellowship, as illustrated by the early church in Acts, who shared and prayed with one accord, witnessing miracles in their midst. And I want that for you too. As you open your heart to trusted friends, mentors, or fellow believers, you create a net of spiritual support that catches you when you stumble. So do not hesitate to share your victories and vulnerabilities, for my Spirit often speaks through the counsel and empathy of those around you. You are never alone. I am forever by your side. I marvel at how your spirit glows when you unleash creative expressions, be it music, art, teaching, or something as simple as baking bread with love. Your creativity reflects mine, as I am the one who fashioned the cosmos with words that sparked galaxies into being. Embrace that creative spark, using it to bless others or to offer worship from the wellspring of your soul. As you flourish in that space, you celebrate the unique gifts I placed in you, shining my essence in ways the world needs to see. Keep believing, for my power works through your expression. I gaze upon every challenge that stands like a mountain before you, and I say, fear not, for my presence dwarfs every obstacle. If you doubt whether your prayers can reshape reality, recall how Joshua's prayers halted the sun, and how Elijah's pleas brought drought and then rain. The same infinite power courses through your earnest petitions, especially when you pray according to my will. Speak to the mountain with faith, trusting that I can shift the ground beneath it or guide you around it. I bless you. Move forward in peace. I whisper direction when your mind is at a crossroads, unsure which job offer to accept or how best to approach a delicate family matter. In your quiet, open moments, my spirit prompts you with clarity that no human logic can replicate. Seek my counsel as you read my word, or in the wise words of someone who also trusts me, for I often confirm my guidance through multiple voices. Then, step forward with confidence, not second-guessing the nudge I have given you. Stay strong in faith, for my love never leaves you. I understand your frustration when time drags on, and the miracle you long for seems delayed or stuck behind an unseen barrier. Yet, my dear child, my timing is flawless, though seldom aligned with your impatience. As Ecclesiastes tells you, there is a time for every purpose under heaven, and I alone hold the cosmic schedule in perfect balance. The seed you plant in tears may not sprout immediately, but rest assured, I water it faithfully. When the harvest finally comes, you will see how each moment of waiting refined your trust. Do not worry, for I am opening a new door for you. I pull you into an abiding relationship, a partnership where your daily tasks become sacraments if you surrender them to me. Washing dishes can be a prayer, driving to work can be a conversation with me, and even your leisure can be tinted with a sense of my presence. Integrate me into your routines and watch how each activity transforms into a channel of grace, not just for you, but for everyone you encounter. As you remain in the vine, my son taught this in John. Your life bears abundant fruit. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I spark within you a longing to do justice, love, mercy, and walk humbly with me. echoing Micah's words that define the essence of righteous living. Though the news might highlight corruption or violence, your commitment to do good in your sphere is not wasted. Each time you stand up for truth, defend the helpless, or refuse a bribe, you reflect my holiness in a world desperate for moral anchors. Let your convictions remain unwavering, trusting that I stand with you in these acts of moral courage. You are never alone. I am forever by your side. I smile at your sincerity when you gather with others in worship or fellowship, praising my name with open hearts. The synergy of voices, the lifting of prayers in unison, creates a fragrance of joy that rises before me. This is what the book of Acts illustrated. Believers uniting, sharing meals, praying in one accord, and witnessing miracles daily. Embrace that tradition, letting your gatherings become foretastes of the heavenly union I promise in Revelation, where every tribe and tongue unite in ceaseless worship. Keep believing, for my power works through your unity. I take delight in the stories you recount of my faithfulness, the testimonies that sparkle with my intervention. Whether it's the moment I saved you from a near accident, or provided just enough finances to cover an urgent bill, or comforted you in raw grief, testifying of these experiences breathes hope into those who hear them. So do not hide my wonders under a veil of shyness. Your narrative might be the impetus someone else needs to trust me for their own breakthrough. Each shared testimony is a candle lighting the next person's darkness. I bless you. Move forward in peace. I quiet your storms within by reminding you how I hush the raging seas without. My son proved this truth literally on the boat in the Gospels, commanding wind and waves to be still. But there's also an inner tempest you sometimes face, rising anxieties, swirling regrets, or self-doubt. Let me speak the same, peace, be still, into your heart, calming the chaos. You do not have to be battered by internal turbulence. My spirit offers equilibrium that surpasses your circumstances. Hold tight, for I settle every stormy wave. I encourage your willingness to step onto unfamiliar paths, embarking on new careers, forging new friendships, or exploring creative ventures. For in your leaps of faith, my grace finds fresh outlets to amaze you. Familiar comfort zones might soothe you momentarily, but they often hinder the bold leaps that expand your territory. Reflect on the Israelites who had to step into the Jordan at flood stage before I parted the waters. Their trust ignited the miracle, and so can yours. Expand your vision, for I have greater heights for you. I am present in your heartbreak when a cherished dream dissolves or a dear one departs. I do not stand aloof, unmoved by your tears. I who crafted emotions fully empathize with the ache in your chest. Turn to the comfort of my psalmists who cried out, "My soul is downcast within me," yet discovered my compassions anew every morning. Indeed, I transform heartbreak into new forms of understanding, forging empathy and resilience you never imagined. Though sorrow may linger through the night, my joy greets you at dawn. Remember always, I stand guard over your destiny. I reiterate that my love for you is not conditional on your performance or overshadowed by your failings. The gospel stands as an eternal testament of my unconditional acceptance, sealed by a cross that bore all your burdens. If condemnation attempts to weigh on you, recall that I already paid the price for your redemption in full. Rise each day with the freedom that you are forgiven, not by your own merit, but by my lavish mercy. With that freedom, you can embrace the life of abundance my son spoke of. Press on, for my love endures forever. I challenge you to keep planting seeds of faith, even when drought threatens to discourage you, for harvests rarely bloom instantly. In Genesis, seeds had to root deep before sprouting to the surface, mirroring how my word quietly germinates in the soil of hearts. Share kindness, speak truth, live righteously, and trust that each small act will eventually blossom into a testimony that glorifies my name. Resist the urge to despair if results remain invisible today. My schedule transcends your immediate sight, orchestrating growth at the appointed time. Take courage, for tomorrow shines with my mercy. I radiate my blessing over your family. Each child, spouse, sibling, parent, or friend entwined in your circle of love. Not one of them lies beyond my reach, and I yearn for them to experience my transforming presence as well. Pray for them, be patient with them, and show my compassion tangibly in daily interactions, for no sermon can eclipse the power of lived-out love. If tensions arise, remain gentle, acknowledging that I heal generational rifts in ways unimaginable. With me, reconciliation is possible, hope is real, and unity stands within reach. You are never alone. I am forever by your side. I prepare wondrous tomorrows for you, inviting you to step boldly into them without the chains of past failures or the illusions of present challenges. My plans surge with promises of fruitfulness, defying the negativity that tries to entrench you. So do not linger in the wilderness of self-doubt or the desert of broken expectations. Instead, glean from my word the stories of redemption that overcame obstacles. From the parted Red Sea to the resurrection morn, those same unstoppable powers guide your destiny, ensuring your final chapter sparkles with unstoppable joy. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I embrace you in this moment, overshadowing you with a grace that saturates each breath you inhale and each hope you exhale. Recognize that the best chapters of your life remain unwritten, waiting on your willingness to trust my lead. Gently, I steer your steps along paths that yield bountiful blessings, forging spiritual growth that ripples outward to inspire those around you. With me, every stumbling block can be repurposed into a stepping stone. Every dark corridor can be lit by my unwavering presence. Do not worry, for I am opening a new door for you. I whisper that your moment of victory stands close, entwined with the promise that my goodness never fails. Even if the path is winding, my hand remains steady, guiding you over every pitfall, bridging every gap. The gospel brims with examples of how adversity sets the stage for miraculous breakthroughs, how trouble invites a deeper revelation of my saving grace. Today, trust that I orchestrate your circumstances, forging resilience from heartbreak, turning despair into the impetus for wondrous transformation. As you open your heart to my presence, you step into the stream of my unstoppable favor. Embrace this hope, for I steady every footstep you take.